it's Diamond and welcome to another segment of Dear Diamond, and this is my advice column where I give you guys advice based on the emails that you guys send me. As always, the email will be down in the description box, so if you guys want to submit questions, go ahead. You will remain anonymous. And for this video, I'm going to try to also insert in the clips or the screenshots of the actual question. Of course, like I said, you'll remain anonymous, so you guys can kind of read along or pause because these can get a little bit lengthy. So yeah, I do 5 questions per video, so let's go ahead and get started because these videos are kind of long. The subject line says, I don't like my boyfriend's mom. Hey girl, I have been dating my boyfriend for 8.5 months now. In the second month of us dating, we got caught by his dad when we were having sex. Awkward. Those type of awkward moments are so funny to me, like, I'm not gonna lie. Shit that's that awkward, you have to make a joke. Like, seriously, that's so funny to me. Ever since, it was always awkward coming around both his mom and dad. I've been to a few family events and even had dinner with them, but they aren't very friendly. They have never gotten to know me, and his dad never sat at the dinner table while we had dinner, and his mom could barely make a conversation. I'm at my boyfriend's house every day, but his parents don't know. I was concerned his mom and dad didn't like me, so I told my boyfriend to talk to his parents and see what's up. He talked to his mom, and she said that both she and his father like me, but I'm not allowed to sleep over, and that she believes people shouldn't sleep over each other's houses until they're married. There was a time when my boyfriend and I got high and were in his room laughing, and the next morning his mom makes remarks about us having sex and that I'm not allowed to sleep over and that she's told him this before. We weren't even having sex, but she reassured him that she heard me laugh before and that it sounded like sex. Not true, as she barely speaks to me. This is 8 months in our relationship now. 4 days passed and my boyfriend learns his sister is 3 months pregnant from a guy she's only been dating for 4 months, and he's been sleeping over with both parents' acknowledgement. That made me feel some type of way. After learning the news, I've witnessed my boyfriend's parents and his sister and boyfriend. Shit, there's a lot going on. Okay. I've witnessed my boyfriend's parents and his sister and boyfriend having dinner and laughing like one big family. I made my boyfriend address the hypocrisy and how I never felt welcomed to go talk to his dad. The next day, his dad came down to talk to me and apologized and said that he never had a problem with me being over and that he never said anything about people not being able to sleep over until marriage. It was all the mom who was saying that. When his mother came down to me, she never said one word about how she made me feel. She was just awkwardly asking if the air conditioning was fine, which is truly hilarious to me also. My boyfriend's sister's boyfriend is over every day now, and I honestly still have a problem with my boyfriend's mom. How would you feel if this was your... Can't read. How would you feel if this was you in the relationship, or am I tripping too hard? I feel like his mom is a personality type that I don't fuck with, and she's not genuine to me, and it bothers me because I think if I got pregnant within a month of dating her son, they wouldn't have been as accepting and nice to me as they are to my boyfriend's sister's boyfriend. You know when you like can't read, like you get frustrated like because you keep reading the shit wrong, so you like get mad and get like all aggressive, like you trying to hurry up and finish it, so you start talking like way more aggressive and way faster. That's me, because I swear to God I can't read sometimes, especially like reading aloud. Since I'm used to like skimming shit just on my phone, reading shit aloud is like tough. Like I'll be like the rabbit, like damn, can you fucking talk? Anyway, so basically asking me what if I was in these situations. So honestly, like 90% of my real boyfriends that I had, their moms did not like me. So like that's just what it is. You have to take, I mean, you don't have to take this into consideration, but I take into consideration the fact that a lot of these niggas is mama's boys. So when you get a mama's boy, which a lot of us are so unlucky to have, then you know you're gonna receive that you know, the heat from the mom, and that's just what it is. I personally do not go out of my way to make anybody like me. I've accepted the fact that I don't really get along with niggas' mamas. My friends' moms too, and just moms in general, I really don't seem to get along with. So, I mean, I've just kind of like come to terms with that. I don't go out of my way to try to get along with them. I wouldn't, after 2 attempts, 3 attempts of me like talking to my boyfriend and being like, look, you know, your mom, can you talk to her? And it doesn't work, then look, it just don't work. And look, you just, oh well, you're just gonna have to say, oh well. If you guys are together long enough, she'll realize that you're not going anywhere, and she'll definitely warm up to you. Trust me, it always happens. So yeah, it has been a while. It has been 8 months, but sometimes it takes a year and a half or 2 years or 3 years for them to really like come around. But I mean, as far as like going out of my way, trying to keep having these family sit downs and conversations and shit, everybody ain't gonna be like that to you. So I think that you should just leave it alone, to be honest. If he's still living in his people's house, then that's just something you're gonna have to deal with. It's not your house, it's not your family, it's his house, and it's his family's house. So they're definitely calling the shots. So I mean, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel awkward, then you're just gonna have to deal with it, or you're gonna have to not go over, because it's his family's house. So honestly, I think that you should just chill out. I wouldn't keep trying to go out of my way and try to fix whatever problem it is, especially if you've already tried and she's not doing it. So I would just say leave it alone. She'll come around eventually. If you and the dad are cool, then that's cool. But if the mama's running shit in the house and it seems like she is, then you just got to deal with it, and that's just what it is, and just stop trying so hard. Next victim. That's what we should call it, the next victim. The subject is baby daddy / ex problem. So I read this one, and this one was really interesting to me. Hey Dymond, I'm from California but currently live in North Carolina. I'm 22, I'll be 23 November 23rd. Hey, your birthday's coming up, hey girl. When I was in California, I used to box. Ever since I moved to whack-ass North Carolina, I couldn't find any places that did boxing classes. One day, my mom searched on the internet for boxing classes. We went, checked it out, but the coach wasn't there, so the owner of the gym gave me his number, so I called him. Me and him set up a day and time when I could come in to look at the gym. Long story short, he became my fitness coach, and we worked out every day from 6 to 10. Damn, detail shit. We then began hanging out, and he was pretty cool, sweet, and nice. We started dating March 24th, 2016. Damn, all the details. And everything was great until I started to notice how clingy he was. He's 26 and lived with his mom. He's 26 and lived with his mama? And her husband. And he sleeps on a pull-out couch / bed in the living room. The niggas we love. They live in the projects, but I live in a high-class suburban neighborhood. Okay, nice Caucasian woman. Fast forward to May when I had my last period. I suspected that I was preggo about 2 weeks after I was late. He has always been the type of guy for everything to go his way. Basically, he's the girl in the relationship and I'm the guy. I got pregnant and everything went downhill from there. He would always try to start arguments just to get a reaction out of me, and he couldn't. When he couldn't, we then got into an argument one morning because he tried to get me mad once again. He said I'm always moody, I don't act like a pregnant woman, and he needs consistency in his life. I was in the process of moving to a different city, which is 45 minutes away, so I didn't have to hang out with him like that. He told me, you got it, wish you the best in life. So I said, LOL, you got it, same for you. He then says, that was a typo, but see, you think it's funny. How the fuck was that a typo? Then he tells me he was cheating on me the entire time I was pregnant. I was always mad ugly to him anyways. He called me a hoe, in which I lost my virginity to him at age 22. God damn. Then he calls me a deadbeat mom. So I told him, okay, so if I'm all these things, I don't want you at any of my doctor's appointments. I told his mom how he disrespected me and everything. He called me. She says, it's not about you or him. You need to let him go to your appointments. What should I do? I'm currently 21 weeks. P.S. Here's a picture of what I look like. So, of course, I'm not going to show you guys a picture because it's anonymous. But, girl, you are very pretty. And I really like this shirt that you have on. So, let's get into this tea that you sent me. This very detailed tea. I really like this email that you sent me. So, let's start from the beginning. First things first. The nigga lives with his mom in the projects on the couch at 26 years old. So that should have been your first clue. I know, we all make mistakes and we all be trying to not be bougie and shit, but sometimes you gotta be bougie, and I feel like this was your first mistake, was even dealing with a nigga like this, especially when you already you made it. I mean, the way you sound to me is like, you know, you got your shit together. That's just what it sounds like from this email. So you start dating and now you are pregnant. This man sounds like a Cancer to me. Everybody's not into zodiacs. I am. He sounds like a Cancer. And I'm going to email you back. And I'm going to ask you if he's a Cancer. And hopefully you respond to me just for my own, just to see if I know what I'm talking about. But hey, I definitely don't get along with the clingy type, the sensitive type, the overly, I need all your attention type. I definitely don't get along with that type of person, that type of man, woman, none of that. I don't get along with those type of people at all. So I can totally understand, like, you trying to do your own stuff. On top of that, you're pregnant, so it's kind of like backwards. Like, you should be the one that's kind of moody instead of him. But I feel like sometimes niggas think that they're pregnant, like when you're pregnant. I don't really understand that. Instead of being worried about you, he seems a lot more worried about himself. So to me, that seems a little like immature and a little bit like irresponsible, like a little bit like, I'm not ready to have no baby. But I mean, it's too late, you know, clearly. But he just seems a little bit like immature to me, like just with the whole, oh, you can't talk to me right now, so I'm gonna have a hissy fit type of thing. Seems a little strange. So he told you, you know, hope you have a good life or whatever, and called you a hoe and a deadbeat mom. First of all, how can you be a deadbeat mom if the baby's not even there yet? I don't really understand that, how that would work. So basically, even with the disrespect, we're talking about the appointment. So you texted his mom, which I feel like, of course, his mom is just, I don't know the specifics, but I feel like, of course, the dad's mom is going to be like, oh, just let him be around. Grannies want grandchildren, and of course they're going to take up for their kid regardless, right? So I think that on one hand, you know, it's not necessarily about you guys. It is about the child, because the child is both of you guys in one. So you guys will have to be around each other if each party is willing to be around each other. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, sometimes not each party wants to be around. So I do think that if he wants to be around and go to the appointments and, you know, be supportive, maybe you guys can't necessarily work in a relationship, but he can be supportive for the child, which of course is always like recommended. I don't know if that's the best word. Recommended for the child to have two parents. So I think that that's really important. However, I do think that respect is really important as well. So I feel as though if he cannot respect you in order to be around the child, he would by default have to be around you. So I do think that he needs to work on the respect in the way that he talks to you as what word am I thinking of? As a condition of him coming to the appointments and stuff, because you still have to be around him. And you know, since the baby's in your stomach, it is your choice, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I would definitely say I would want for him to be at the appointments, because it is important. It is both of your guys' child. You get more of the choice because you're carrying the child. So I would definitely have a talk with him and say, look, if you want to go to these appointments, if you want to be around and support your child, I'm going to need you to respect me as your child's mother, if not anything else. You know what I mean? Respect me as your child's mother, because I'm carrying your child. Our child. I'm carrying our child. So have respect for me as far as that, at least at the minimum, and you can come to the appointments. But I mean, if you're going to disrespect me, then I'm not going to want to be around you, so no, you're not going to be invited to the appointment. Period. So that's what I would say. I don't have any children, so I'm just, you know, kind of talking out of my ass right now. This is just my opinion, what I think, but I don't have any kids, but that's what I think. You're a beautiful woman. definitely don't let this nigga drag you down. So next question, the subject line is just, Dear Dymond, I have a hard time dealing with jealousy and haters. I'm 23, 5'5", long hair, slim, thick, what y'all cute at. No kids, I eat right, keep my body tight. When I walk in a room, at times I get salty looks. Another thing too, the vibes change when I come around, depending on who's around. Girls for the most part. I am humble, extremely confident about myself, but I feel like intimidation plays a factor, and I'm not sure why. I'm definitely not ugly, nor am I the prettiest girl on earth. Just keeping it real, I don't consider myself cocky or stuck up either. To be honest, I mean, you are pretty as hell. Let's say you walk in a party. How would you handle a group of girls looking at you up and down with your fine ass? Thank you. And how would you handle bitches staring, knowing you feel eyes on you, knowing you feel that bitter energy? Okay, so dealing with jealousy, haters, blah blah blah. So I mean, first of all, it sucks so bad because anytime I feel like anyone, even myself, because I even like censor the fuck out of myself when talking about stuff like this, I feel like anytime you say you feel like girls are a little intimidated, or anytime you feel like, you know, you're saying like you're confident in yourself and you feel like girls don't like that or girls hate on you, then other people automatically assume like, oh, you're cocky, you're a bitch, blah blah blah. And it sucks that you can't be confident within yourself without other people like, you know, throwing shame to you. Like, it's not a shameful thing to be confident in yourself, you know. It's not a shameful thing to like take pride in yourself and know that you look good and know that you do certain things to make yourself look good. Like, it's not a problem in being that. Let me just say that, because every time people say that they're pretty or they're this or they're that, I feel like it's kind of a reflex to be like, oh, she's cocky, like, oh, she feeling the fuck out of herself, like she doing too much. When it's not always that, because sometimes I do feel like people do have like a jealousy, like hater type of vibe toward me, and I hate to say that because it's like, I don't want people to look at me and be like, damn, this bitch, like she think everything about her, and it really ain't. That's not what I think, and I don't think that every girl thinks like that. You could kind of tell the difference when girls be doing too much, but it's okay to be confident in yourself. You know, that don't make you nothing, okay? So that's my first point. Second point is, how do I handle like bitches staring at me? How do I handle like those type of vibes? So honestly, all the time when I go out to parties and stuff, people do stare, because sometimes people do recognize me, or even if they don't recognize me, they just look at me, whether it be for something I'm wearing, they like my hair, they like my makeup, they don't like my hair, they don't like my makeup, they don't like something I'm wearing, or whatever the reason may be. Of course, I never know because nobody ever speaks up and says nothing, so that's number one. I don't worry about motherfuckers looking at me, and I know some people take staring as like a really serious thing, and where I live, people stare all the time, so it's kind of like, you just gotta get over it. I got over the people staring at me. This is what I do. Now take notes of this, because this is very important. If you are paying attention, like if you paying attention to like your phone or yourself or what you got going on or where you're going, you won't even see bitches looking at you. That is the best part. When I walk through the mall, when I'm by myself, when I walk through the party by myself or with friends or whatever, other people notice how people look at me and I don't notice. Why? Because I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking at my destination, I'm looking at whatever else, I'm on Snapchat or something, minding my own business, so therefore I cannot even pay attention to what other motherfuckers are doing or looking at me or not looking at me or whatever. This just goes for everybody. Like, people be like, oh, you didn't see that guy look at you? Nope. You didn't see how that girl's looking at you? Nope. They didn't say anything. So how could I notice? Because I'm looking at my own shit and I'm doing my own shit. So realistically, it's not even me ignoring it. Like, I'm literally just in my own lane. Like, I'm doing my own shit on my phone, or I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, to where I'm not looking at everybody in their face. I'm just not that. I just can't, because like you said, bitches stare, bitches be looking at you up and down. Like, if you don't look at them, you can't see that. And then I mean, are they gonna say anything? No. Okay, well then, what you want me to do? Okay, so I mean that's just how I am. Like I pay attention to my own shit or whatever, and I can't even see what's going on. Like I can't even see bitches looking at me or bitches. Now when somebody say something to me, then that's different. But for the most part, people look, people stare, people talk, but you don't necessarily know what they're looking for. When I look at bitches, even though it might look like, oh, like maybe I'm talking shit, I don't really know what my face looks like. People will tell me I have like a bitch face or whatever, which is fine. When I look at bitches, I be like, damn, like she got a fat ass, or damn, like what the fuck, like she's hella pretty or something like that. I don't necessarily look at girls and be like, oh, like this bitch, blah blah blah, or talk shit or whatever. I'll compliment a girl, but my face might look different, like I'm looking like I'm talking shit, but in reality I just want to touch your butt or something. So yeah, best way to deal with shit like that is to just stay in your own lane. Learn to not look at people and, you know, see them. Learn not to look at people looking at you. Like if motherfuckers looking at you, they're gonna look at you. If they're talking shit, then they're gonna talk shit, and you just don't need to worry about that. So that's probably my best advice. When I stop like looking at people and looking at them stare at me, then it helps me stop worrying about what them motherfuckers was saying about me and stuff. Because you can get real paranoid. Like if people are looking at you and you're like, oh, I wonder what they're saying. I wonder what they're saying. And as long as you just stop, you won't worry about that. So yeah, so that was number 3. Pretty short. So this next one, which I thought was really interesting, I'm really excited that somebody messaged me about this. Hey girl, I really need help. I am gay, lesbian, and and I don't know how to tell my parents or other family members. We are from Russia, and almost everybody I know there is homophobic. My parents always make fun of gay/transgender people, and it makes me really sad. So I don't make enough money to move out, so if I get kicked out, I'm fucked. I hope you can give me some advice. Love you so much, XOXO. Well, hey, and thank you so much for writing me about something like this. I thought this was really important, so I had to pick this one. Like, not that everyone's questions and advice is not important, but I thought this was really important. So, I kind of recently heard a YouTuber touch on this, and his name is Adrian Expressions. If you guys are into like those type of channels, I don't know, it's not a beauty channel, but Adrian Expressions, really interesting, really funny guy. So basically what he said is you have to, although it's very important to be yourself and live within yourself and live your truth, it is also important to make sure that you're safe, you know? So it's not, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't tell your parents or you should not tell your family. However, I think when you are in the right situation to tell them, you'll know. Like you said, you're worried about getting kicked out. You don't have enough money to move out. So, I mean, I'm not going to say, you know, don't tell them or you don't want them to find out or anything like that. I think you should be yourself. However, I think that you should save maybe like an announcement or a sit-down talk when you're ready to deal with the possible consequences. Although it's terrible, and you, especially if your parents are older, kind of a lot of the older generations, they like completely don't even understand that we're in 2016 and it's okay to be different, and not everybody is the same, not everybody is straight, and there's nothing wrong with being gay, there's nothing wrong with being lesbian or the rest of the LGBTYXZ. There's nothing wrong with that, and that is the new normal, you know, like everybody's sexual orientation is different. Everybody is not just straight, and that's normal. Not everybody gets that, and not everybody agrees with that, and to each his own, but we're living in this time right now, and that's what's going on. So I think that you should definitely wait. I think that you should definitely wait until it's safe for you, when you have a little bit of money saved up, when you're ready to sit down, and if they tell you, look, you got to get out, you're ready to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be blindsided. You don't want to try to tell them and try to open up to them and they just completely say, get out, we disown you, blah blah blah, because we have to take into consideration that that is definitely a possibility. If you say that they're very homophobic, it's a possibility for them to react that way at first. Maybe it could change, maybe not. You would never know with these type of really touchy situations. So I would definitely say wait. Although it sucks, although it's hard, I would definitely say wait and try to get a little bit of money together, so, or a plan, just a plan in general together, so that you can do something in case, you know, something like that were to happen. As far as your family being homophobic and like making jokes and stuff, I am very sorry about that. Honestly, until you do openly come out as gay to your family, probably won't stop, you know. So I'm very sorry about that. Nobody should have to go through anything like that, to be honest. I hate when I'm around people and they make comments about gay men or comments about lesbians. I mean, I hate those. I hate, or trans, you know, I hate those type of comments as if it's, you know, me being talked about. So I'm very sorry. My heart does go out to you, but like I said, your safety is more important and your well-being is more important. So I think that you should definitely wait and hold off and get a plan together before you go ahead and discuss it with them. I do think it's important to discuss it with them, because I don't think that they would want to talk about those kind of things or be negative about those kind of things in front of you, at least if they know that, you know, you're in that category as a LGBT. I don't know the rest of the letters, I'm sorry, but if you LGBTQ, I think. So I definitely think you should talk to them eventually, but just get a plan first, okay? Just be safe, please. It's important. Your safety is so important. You don't want to get hurt or not have a plan or anything. So this is the last question. It is subject teen mother. Hi Dymond, I was wondering if you could give me some advice on what you would do if you were in my current situation. I am 19 and recently found out I'm 2 months pregnant. Though it was not planned, I want to keep the baby. I live with my mom, who is supportive, but I told my dad the news. He told me I needed to get an abortion or I'd be completely selfish, saying he is going to have to help and that this baby is going to ruin my life. He took my car away that is registered in my name and threatened to be done with me. I recently got a job that paid a good amount of money but couldn't go through the hiring process because I'm required to have a car. I feel like he's making it so difficult for me to try and save money and help myself and the baby. What can I tell him to help him understand it's my life and my choice? Please help. Okay, so another tough situation. So I think these kind of things are so important to talk about, though, you guys. So first of all, let's start. Okay, so you're a teen mother, but you are 19, so you are legally an adult. You got a job, but you can't do it because your dad doesn't agree with your choice. So let's put a big highlight on the fact that it's your choice. So you've already decided that you're going to have the baby. So great, perfect, loving it. Great, it's your choice. So you're deciding what you're going to do. And your dad is basically trying to make it into his choice. So, I mean, he seems like the selfish one here to start out with. So here's what I would do. It's pretty, not simple, but pretty short. I would go to my dad and tell him that you've made your choice. Your choice is to keep your child, and that he's calling you selfish, but it's your responsibility. It's your child, and he is being selfish because he's trying to make it about him. A child is a huge responsibility, and if your mother is supporting you, then I think that even if your father chooses not to support you, that you will be okay with other family members' support. As far as the car thing goes, it sucks, but if you having a conversation with your father doesn't work and he's just not going to give you the car back, he's not going to give you the car back. So I think that it will be time to come up with a different plan. You're not going to have everybody supporting everything that you do. As sad as it may be, as close as they may be to you, family, friend, relative, everything, all that. You're not going to have their support in every decision that you make. So the best way to possibly gain their support is to be successful in whatever choice it is that you are making. So I feel as though if your father sees that you can take responsibility and you can do these things and get these things by yourself or without him, then he will be a lot more supportive later on down the line. So I think that the best thing to do now would be to try to get a job. Difficult without a car, but not impossible. To try to get a job get some money so you can get a car, because I'm assuming he took the car away because he paid for most of it, even though it's in your name. If he paid for it, then he feels as though he could take it back and forth, which, I mean, it's his money, so technically, you know, depending on how you look at it. But you are a grown woman with a child coming, so I think that you should definitely get a job, get some money saved up, because children are expensive. Try to get a car. That would be my first purchase. And although it may be difficult, it's not impossible to get a job without a car. A lot of jobs want you to have cars, but if you live close enough, they, you know. So I would say, have a good talk with them. Tell them how you feel. Tell them, you know, your decision is not, your mind is not to be changed. Your decision is there. It's firm. And if he doesn't give in with that, then I would say you're going to have to just bite the bullet and just do it without him or his support, and prove him wrong. And prove him that you could do it by yourself as an adult and you don't necessarily need him or his help. Fuck him and his car. Fuck you. You'd be surprised. Like, saying fuck you to people will make them, like, come to you. So yeah, so that would be my advice. Hopefully that's a bit helpful. Hopefully all the advice, answers, responses, whatever that I gave you guys were helpful. I definitely do try to put some thought and effort into these responses. My mom said I was being a little bit harsh on my first video, which I don't think I'm harsh. I don't purposely be harsh. Honestly, that's just kind of how my personality is, with a brutal honesty or whatever. So I'm trying to be a little bit nicer in this video. Hopefully that came through. Hopefully that I was transparent with that. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like these kind of videos, then definitely send in your questions and leave a comment. You guys basically put in your 2 cents in the last video, so go ahead and do it now. What do you guys think about these situations? What's your opinion? What's your advice or whatever? Feel free to leave it down below. Shoot, the more advice the better. So thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.